It's a terrific Tuesday morning. Welcome to Joy News Interactive. My name is Miss G. I am the Entertainment General. You're live on the Joy News channel on Multi TV, DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 144. Join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. Our page is Joy News on TV, and we'll definitely do well to read all your comments live on the show. Now let's start with one issue that was in news a couple of hours ago. Now it was that there was a secret audiovisual recording device found in the office of the Lands Minister, John Peter Amewu. This raised a lot of eyebrows and concerns, especially as government intensifies its fight against Galamsey. Now, the former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Inusa Fuseni, has, however, revealed that the device was a gift to him when he was the minister. Now, before the former minister's revelation, we stepped out to the street to find out what you made of the issue.
Care must be taken. I think the security personnel at the office, the cleaners, and every other person who have access to the office must be really checked. I think a logbook must be placed there as to who goes there and who comes out. And one thing also is that the family of the man in person should be really protected. I also think that a sweeping, you know, this security service have something called sweeping. It should be done not only in his office, but everybody who is in government. Everybody who is in government, so that at least their life will be protected. Because when you have a clear mind to do something good, you surely have somebody who will stand against you, and they are there. It is something natural.
People just want to get him out. They are trying to set him up. Yeah, I think that's the intention, because the effort is trying to put in place to put a stop to Galamsey. But a year like a plot to get him. That's my thing. Sometimes in politics, people want to outdo each other, and they just want to get something against him.
That was the voice from the streets before we knew the truth as to where the audiovisual recording came from. Now that we know where it came from, let's find out how you've been reacting to the story on our Facebook page. And Adra Ohiniwa says, mischievous people, why did you choose to leave it behind after 6 months out of power? It's a lie. So does it mean no cleaning was done to usher in the new minister? Because report says the device was hanging behind the coat of arms. And Mumuni says, was it for the ministry or it was for Inusa? He says it was a gift to him. And why couldn't the former minister tell the current minister about the recording device? If it were Inusa's property, then he should have taken it home. However, if it were for the ministry, then the minister should have known. The NEC, God is watching you, or I don't know which is the NEC. I'm sure you wanted to write the NDC. So let's see which other comments are there. And Yaima says, I am very disappointed. Let's see what she's been posting. I think that we're having challenges with... okay, so I'm very disappointed. You bear my brother's name. If it was a gift to you, why didn't you go with it? Other heavy state properties like cars and other things you took away. So why didn't you take the device away? It's a hashed plan together with the people. And why was Aido singing a different tune, saying it was the MPP that planted the device there to sabotage the man? Disappointed politicians. And Odro Eric says, my question to him is that, was it there while he was in office? But in one way or the other, I think the government can take advantage of this and install the secret cameras in various offices in order to stop corruption and bad conduct at various working places. And Adombre says, common sense, what has the device recorded? Play the content it has recorded. You'll be able to figure out who, when, and why it was planted. The talking is too much these days. And listening to this man, the Honorable Inusa Fuseni said that it was a gift to him for self-protection, but it was not in use. God bless our homeland, Ghana. And Ejakum says, lame explanation. The NDC people, this guy must be invited over to the BNI, and Ghanaians make too much noise. The device wasn't even working and didn't have a memory card in it. What's the fuss about, you are asking? And Isa says, really? Did he mean that he was saying what he was saying? If it is, then I'm very sad for Ghana. What was his intention? Leaving it and not informing the current minister? I guess not for a good purpose. Ghana shall work again. Allah is not asleep at all. And Kobina Enoch says, if it was a gift to you, why didn't you take it along when you were leaving office? If it were gold, would you leave it there? God is watching is your hashtag. And Jaula says, how can you give someone a gift without informing him? I can't think far. A gift to him to do what would in his office there? Hope the media is not twisting information to suit some particular houses. And so those are reactions from you over the revelation by the former Minister of Lands and Natural Resources that the audiovisual recording was actually a gift to him by someone, and that the president announced the second batch of ambassadorial appointees on Monday. You may not know all the 22 of them, but one of the appointees, I'm sure a lot of people have been talking about him, so you might have heard about it, is the PNC's Edward Nasegri Mahama, and the 2016 presidential candidate for the People's National Convention is now Ghana's ambassador at large. As an ambassador at large, there's some education here. Dr. Mahama's portfolio would have him represent Ghana anywhere on the globe and wherever Ghana's diplomatic ties will allow him. So wherever our diplomatic ties will allow him, he could represent the country. That's a bit of education for you. But we ask you, what do you understand by this and what his appointment means in your opinion? Let's go straight to our Facebook and see what you have been saying. And Akwesi Alaji says, congratulations, Mr. Edward Mahama. You deserve it. Even Madame Ikwadonko was made a special advisor to the then President Mahama, traveling with him to Italy on an investment tour. She was also advising our president on economic issues. And Manuel says, I know those in opposition are going to criticize. I suggest His Excellency should award the incoming presidential candidate of our current opposition party because they have shown Ghanaians that they are the best when it comes to opposition. Haha, forever we wish you remain there. And Adam says, what's roaming ambassador? Well, we just explained that, and you think that Nana has bloated ministers to bloated ambassadorial positions. And what's the role as compared to the foreign affairs you are asking? I'm sure there's a lot of difference. And is there the need for this? What's become of the foreign minister? Okay, that's the same person asking this. And good job, Mr. President. That's good. And you said hashtag all-inclusive government. Now, today is World Population Day. If you followed New Desk, you would have seen that Mamavi was out there interviewing some people concerning our population. But it's a day which focuses on the urgency and importance of population issues. Now, it was established by the United Nations and it's observed on every 11th July. Now, the day is meant to enhance awareness of the population issues, including relations or its relations to the environment and development. According to the United Nations, about 225 million women who want to avoid pregnancies are not using safe and effective family planning methods. On this occasion of the World Population Day, we want to ask you about family planning. What do you know about family planning? First of all, let's see this.
A very good way to control your childbirth, and also there are various things or various methods that you can use to do that. We have the condoms, and then we have the pills. We have other contraceptives that you can use to help control your childbirth or spacing. If we go to some of the even Christian side, some say that God did not add it into the plan. So why do we want to thwart or twist the plan of God? So let us, he said we should what? Give birth and multiply and replenish the earth. Okay. So then they are going to give birth and replenish the earth, multiply. So some are doing that.
Family planning is when you control your birth. As a woman, you have to control how to control your birth, not giving birth too much. So you have to. It depends on the way you give birth. Some give birth early and some doesn't give birth early. So when you think you give birth early, you give birth between the individual ages and you control them.
I think family planning has to do with how to manage your family to prevent producing a lot of children. Basically, that's what I can say.
So what are some of the means or methods in which you can?
I think you can use condom, pills. We can use IUD, and I think several others. I don't have them off here.
So those are your reaction on methods that we women can use in avoiding pregnancies on the street. But let's go straight to our Facebook page and read what you have been posting. Inviting Noor Bute says, I know little about it. The World Health Organization, in conjunction with the religious leaders, have to do more education on that. I'm saying this because some of the religions do not believe in family planning. Odro Eric says, all what I know is to secure my family from things like hunger, accommodation, security, provision of basic needs, income generation, a number of children planning to have under a certain period of time. I think these are some of the natural ways of controlling family planning instead of using contraceptives. And Yaima says, we should play safe. I think that is the best thing with this family planning thing. It can even kill the woman fast. I know of a 16-year-old girl who looks like, okay, I'm not sure any products want to be associated with this. And Ishmael says, I only know of two methods as far as family planning is concerned. Either you appreciate abstinence or the withdrawal method, period. And Abubakar says, I think it is not about the numbers. The planning aspect is important. After all, if numbers and family matter that much, some of us wouldn't be here. Brothers don't be birds. Marry as many, but plan as much. And Raul says, all what I know is 1:7, the ratio of men to women. To close this gap, we should marry more and give birth to less. And Adverse says, I think self-control can solve some of the problem. Rather interesting comments from you, but we'll take a break now. We'll still be back with more on Join This Interactive. Please stay. Welcome back to Join This Interactive. And sex education has become very important in today's world with the growing popularity of social media and access by children to adult content more now than ever. There's been a need to educate children on sexual activities. But let's see a video where some parents attempt to have a similar conversation with their kids.
Talk about where babies come from.
Do you know anything about intercourse?
So, today we're going to talk about how babies are made and where they come from.
Would you like to know how babies are made?
Made of water. Humans are made of water.
Yeah,
I knew it.
That's true.
From God.
From God?
I thought it was because of God that sent us down into your stomach to be born.
To be born?
Sperm, egg, collide, blah, blah.
What do you mean, sperm, egg, collide? Where did you learn that from?
Nick,
Who's Nick?
my brother.
What did he tell you?
Bad stuff.
What makes me a man and what makes mom a woman?
You have bigger hands in there. There's some kind of hole here, like an igloo.
Oh, okay. So, Miles, you know that me and Mama are girls?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you know, is there a specific body part that you know of?
The place between the mommy's legs.
Oh, the vagina, right?
The vagina.
You know, it's called the vagina.
Ah!
Yeah. Okay.
How do you pronounce it? Did I say it
It's called vagina.
Vagina. Vagina.
Vagina.
Vagina.
Yeah.
Vagina. How do you say it?
How did your Tia Alice have her baby?
She came out of her butt.
Her butt?
Does it come through the bottom? The butt?
It came out of her vagina.
That's weird.
So when two people are in love...
Don't say that again.
Okay, no more love. Melody, when two adults want to have a child, they have to
Work together? Work together?
Work
They
together.
have to work together, yes.
I said no more love.
No more love. All right, we're going to use another word. Mommy and Daddy hang out.
The woman has...
And those are parents trying to educate their kids on how babies are made or sex. But we're on the streets of Accra to find out how you would go about it if you had to educate your children about sex.
Sexual intercourse. That's a good one. You would, well, you want me to go deeper into this? Yeah, I would tell them that if, like speaking to a child, if a man should sleep with you, have sex, that is using his sexual organ, okay, to penetrate into you, a girl, okay, then he's having sex with you. And then by so doing, you could either get pregnant or even maybe contract a sickness.
Times have changed. Gone are the days where you don't even have the right to even open your mouth and mention the word sex. But looking at the advent of new media, social media, there's no way you can prevent yourself from this information, even if you are not involved in it, your friends, because of peer influence and things. So I will personally advise that children should be sat down before the family and explain to them what sex is all about.
Sex education to a child who is a daughter
who is like 8 years old, 9 years old.
Oh, but she's too young to know about that for me, because I have a 9-year-old daughter. Sometimes whatever I do, she look at me, especially when it comes to my menstruations. Yeah, when I put on pad, she look at it and ask, Mommy, what's it? Why is it flowing? Why is that it has stopped? For me, it depends on the child, but 9
So at what age do you think you should start educating a child about sex?
To me, 12 years to 15 years going, it's okay.
So how would you go about it? So if she's, let's say she's 12 years old, how would you tell her?
Well, I remember once I told her that if somebody touch your teeth, come and tell me, okay, because it's not good. No, let nobody touch it. That's what, I don't know. For me, I don't know.
One, I will look at the person's age. I will look at the age. Then I will know how to start and where to end. When the person is at the adolescent age, you know, these hormonal changes will be triggering certain things inside. And, you know, some understanding must be taken that it is normal. And that doesn't mean it should lead you to something, you know, like you have sex. It will come. It shows that you are a human being. It shows that you are growing. It shows that you are matured. But that doesn't mean you should.
I think when parent-child communication is really enforced, it will cause free flow of communication between a child and then the mother, which means you wouldn't be feeling shy telling your children how to stay away from all, like what to do to prevent a lot of children when you are not really ready to.
Okay, so I'm your child. Okay. Tell me about sex. Educate me about sex.
Okay. Let's say, Daniel, I think you're of age now. I think I have to tell you about sex. And you need to know before you get yourself into. I don't want you to be educated by your friends. What you need to do is to know that sex is for adults. And what you need to do is that make sure you finish your education, get your job, get your wife before you can have sex.
In this case, the child doesn't even know what sex is. So what would you tell them?
So sex is when a man and a woman get intimate. I also get into the bedroom. They take off their dress. There's a sexual intercourse. You have the penis and then the vagina.
And definitely a lot of people finding it difficult to educate, you know, their children on this big issue. It's just 3-letter words, S-E-X, sex. But let's see what you've been saying on Facebook. How would you educate your teenage child or your kid who is between 7 to 10 about sex? And Nicole says, we did it as they grew and asked questions. We started with making sure to call their parts exactly what they are and making sure they knew how to pronounce them as babies learning to talk. We didn't have for them. Then whenever the child asked a question, we would honestly answer, but break it down to the level or their level so they would understand, and only included physical facts and telling her the parts of the sex organ in their uses. But the most important education is to give a female child is to be responsible parents. And a long one from Kumaku, who is trying to tell us how to educate the young one. But a very delicate issue there. I'll end on that note. But find ways to educate your kids at home. That'll be it for today's edition of Joy News Interactive. I'll be back later in the evening with entertainment on Joy News Prime. Have a great day.